Most Americans want to believe that the United States has the safest food supply in the world, but that belief may not hold up to scrutiny. From chemicals banned across Europe to pesticides so dangerous they're considered weapons of war, other countries have good reason to give the side eye to American-grown food claiming to be safe. That's right. This week, we're talking about American pesticides that have been banned by other countries. Now let's see how wrong the rest of the world really is. Number 15. Atrazine. Since the dawn of modern corn farming, there have been rumors about the dangers of this herbicide. Every farmer has heard at least one story about atrazine turning male frogs into females and the water contamination that follows its use. Turns out it might be worse than that. First of all, those stories aren't wrong. Atrazine disrupts hormones so severely it feminizes amphibians at incredibly low concentrations. The European Union and over 35 countries have banned this chemical out of concern for human health. This is because atrazine doesn't just kill weeds. It acts as an endocrine disruptor that interferes with hormone systems in humans and wildlife. Research has linked atrazine to birth defects, reproductive problems, and increased cancer risk. While Europe banned it in 2004, America continues using over 70 million pounds annually, making our drinking water some of the most contaminated in the developed world. The USGS finds atrazine in 94% of water samples from agricultural areas, often at levels that exceed health standards set by other countries. Number 14. Chlorpyrifos. Never looked at a piece of fresh fruit from the grocery store and wondered what invisible chemicals might be coating it? Well, let's be honest, it was probably chlorpyrifos. As great as we talk about food safety, a lot of American produce contains residues of this brain-damaging insecticide that Europe and Canada have banned for agricultural use. That's because chlorpyrifos attacks the developing nervous system, causing permanent brain damage in children exposed before birth. Columbia University studies show that prenatal exposure reduces IQ, shrinks brain structures, and causes attention problems. The damage occurs at levels previously considered safe, meaning millions of American children may have been harmed. While other countries protect their children, America still allows over 5 million pounds annually on food crops, making us an outlier in child protection. Number 13. Paraquat. Paraquat, the other deadly herbicide, is a staple of American agriculture along with glyphosate. From cotton fields to soybean farms, American farmers spray about 8 to 10 million pounds of this chemical per year. My brain is stopping. Don't get us wrong, other nations use herbicides just as much, if not more, than Americans. So why doesn't the rest of the world use this particular weed killer? Well, it turns out Paraquat is so acutely toxic that ingesting just one sip can cause fatal lung damage, and there's no antidote. The chemical is banned in over 60 countries, including the entire European Union, China, and Brazil. Even small exposures can cause irreversible lung scarring that leads to death weeks later. Studies have also linked Paraquat to Parkinson's disease in farm workers. While European farmers face heavy fines for using it, American farmers can legally spray millions of acres with this deadly chemical. Number 12. Glyphosate, Roundup. Glyphosate often comes down to dousing crops in a chemical bath and calling it FDA approved, and food crops are no exception. Residue reduction treatments, or RRTs, refer to the use of different washing methods to remove harmful chemical residues from raw produce. Somewhere along the line, American food regulators decided a quick rinse was the best way to remove glyphosate and other pesticide residues from fruits and vegetables. But here's the thing, glyphosate is systemic, meaning it's inside the plant tissue where washing can't reach it. The World Health Organization classified it as a probable carcinogen, and several countries have banned or restricted its use. Independent testing finds glyphosate in everything from breakfast cereals to beer, often at levels that exceed limits set by other countries. A loaf of bread legal in America might be banned in Europe due to glyphosate contamination. Number 11, 2, 4. D. 2. 4-D is the closest any herbicide has come to being fully weaponized. It was literally a component of Agent Orange. But did you know that in many countries this chemical is outright banned or heavily restricted? That's because 2,4-D's signature toxicity comes from its hormone-disrupting properties and cancer-causing potential. It's been linked to birth defects and reproductive problems in numerous studies. Ironically, the qualities that make 2,4-D dangerous in other countries are exactly what American agriculture promotes: a persistent, effective herbicide that can eliminate tough weeds. Several Canadian provinces have banned it for cosmetic lawn use, while American homeowners can buy it at any garden center. What is being sold as weed control in the U.S. has restrictions closer to those for hazardous chemicals in other countries. Number 10. Dicamba. Dicamba has been providing American farmers with crop protection since the 1960s, with its ability to control broadleaf weeds that other herbicides miss. But its big claim to fame, as anyone who has ever farmed in the Midwest can attest, is its tendency to drift and damage neighboring crops. Over 5 million acres of crops have been damaged by dicamba drift since 2017, destroying relationships between farming neighbors. The European Union has never approved dicamba for agricultural use, and several countries have banned it due to its volatility and drift problems. The chemical easily vaporizes and can travel miles from where it's applied, making it impossible to control. America stands virtually alone in allowing widespread use of a chemical that can't be contained to where it's sprayed. Number 9. Malathion. Malathion was once considered the safer organophosphate, widely used in American agriculture and even sprayed in residential areas for mosquito control. This insecticide has a sweet, fruity smell that made it seem less threatening than other pesticides, leading to widespread acceptance among farmers and homeowners alike. It was promoted as an effective solution that posed minimal risks when used properly. But several European countries have banned malathion for agricultural use, recognizing that organophosphates developed from nerve gas research have no place in food production. Studies link malathion exposure to reduced IQ, attention problems, and developmental delays in children. The chemical is commonly found on fruits and vegetables in American grocery stores, yet it's banned for food crop use in countries that prioritize protecting children's developing brains over pest control convenience. Number 8. Neonicotinoids. Neonicotinoids are small seed-coating insecticides that hide their deadly impact on pollinators. Often compared to a systemic poison, these chemicals make the entire plant toxic to insects, including beneficial bees and butterflies. In some cultures, they're still promoted as safer alternatives to older insecticides, though they require special preparation to avoid killing pollinators. The European Union banned outdoor use of the 3 most dangerous neonicotinoids in 2018, and Canada has restricted their use. These chemicals contribute to colony collapse disorder and the decline of wild bee populations essential for food production. Yet America continues allowing widespread use while other countries prioritize pollinator protection, recognizing that killing the bees that pollinate our crops is ultimately self-destructive. Number 7. Methyl bromide. Methyl bromide produces massive soil sterilization that can eliminate all life in treated areas. But it's the thick, invisible gas that sometimes escapes that hides their deadly secret. Often compared to a fumigation chamber, these applications can sterilize entire fields. The gas has a devastating environmental impact that's hard to detect until it's too late. This soil fumigant destroys the ozone layer and was supposed to be phased out globally by 2005 under the Montreal Protocol. While most countries eliminated its use, America continues requesting more exemptions than the rest of the world combined. We use it primarily for strawberry production, claiming alternatives don't work as well, even though farmers in other countries have successfully transitioned to safer methods. Number 6. Aldicarb. Aldicarb produces small granules that look remarkably like pet food, but it's the concentrated toxicity that makes them so dangerous. These tiny pellets contain enough poison to kill a child with just a few granules. The granules were once sold to homeowners for lawn pest control, marketed as a convenient alternative to liquid sprays. But Aldicarb is banned in over 100 countries, including the entire European Union, due to its extreme acute toxicity. The chemical caused numerous poisoning incidents involving children and pets before being banned for residential use in America. Despite its dangers, it remains legal for agricultural use under strict restrictions, highlighting the inconsistency in American pesticide regulation. Number 5. Carbofuran. Carbofuran stands out with its systematic approach to pest control, but it's the devastating impact on wildlife that makes it so controversial. A single treated seed can kill a songbird, and granular applications have killed millions of birds, including endangered species. Environmental groups call it the bird killer because of its unprecedented toxicity to wildlife. The chemical is banned in the European Union, Canada, and many other countries due to its effects on birds and other wildlife. Massive bird kills have been documented wherever carbofuran is used, including deaths of bald eagles and other protected species. While other countries ban this chemical to protect biodiversity, America continues allowing its use under restricted conditions. Number 4. Diazinon. Diazinon was once America's go-to organophosphate for both agricultural and residential pest control, found in every hardware store and garden center across the country. This chemical seemed perfect for suburban life. Homeowners could achieve professional-level pest control in their gardens and lawns with a simple spray application. It was marketed as safe and effective for family use. But Diazinon proved particularly dangerous to children's developing nervous systems, leading to its residential ban in 2004. The irony is striking. We recognized it was too dangerous for home use around children, but still allow it on certain food crops that those same children eat. Most developed countries have eliminated or severely restricted Diazinon use entirely, recognizing that a chemical too dangerous for lawns shouldn't be on food either. Number 3. Endosulfan. Endosulfan was America's most popular crop insecticide for decades, used on cotton, tobacco, and fruit crops across the country. It provided excellent control of aphids and other pests, and seemed safe when used according to label directions. But this chemical had a hidden toxicity that made it incredibly dangerous to farm workers and rural communities. The organochlorine insecticide is banned in over 80 countries due to its extreme toxicity and environmental persistence. It causes immediate poisoning in farm workers and accumulates in fatty tissues, leading to neurological damage and cancer. Most developed countries banned endosulfan years before America acted. The EU banned it in 2005, but America didn't complete its phase-out until 2016. Number 2. Methyl parathion. Methyl parathion was the backbone of American cotton and fruit production for decades, despite being so acutely toxic that brief exposure without protective equipment could be fatal. This organophosphate was cheaper and more effective than alternatives, making it popular with farmers trying to control costs while maintaining yields. It seemed like the perfect solution for large-scale pest control. But methyl parathion caused numerous poisoning deaths among farm workers, particularly those who lacked proper protective equipment. The European Union and other countries banned it decades before America acted, recognizing that no economic benefit was worth the human cost. America didn't ban most uses until 2006, meaning farm workers were exposed to unnecessary risks for years longer than workers in other countries. The methyl parathion body count is a shameful chapter in American agricultural history. This chemical killed farm workers regularly, particularly in developing countries where it was exported after being banned in developed nations. The symptoms of methyl parathion poisoning are horrific. Victims experience muscle twitching, convulsions, respiratory failure, and death. Many workers died simply because they couldn't afford proper protective equipment or weren't trained in safe handling procedures. The chemical was so dangerous that even experienced applicators died from brief exposures when equipment failed or safety protocols were ignored. Number 1. DDT. At the top of our list sits a persistent organochlorine that was once used for everything from malaria control to crop protection. DDT seemed like the perfect broad-spectrum insecticide, effective against many pests and relatively inexpensive to produce. It was used extensively in American agriculture and public health programs for decades, hailed as a miracle chemical that would eliminate insect-borne diseases. But DDT represented the ultimate example of a pesticide that seemed safe, but proved to be an environmental disaster. The chemical accumulated in food chains, causing eggshell thinning in birds and threatening species like the bald eagle with extinction. It persisted in the environment for decades and is still found in soil and wildlife today. Most developed countries banned DDT in the early 1970s, with America following suit in 1972, but only after massive environmental damage had already occurred. The DDT story is both a cautionary tale and a remarkable success story of environmental recovery. By the time DDT was banned, bald eagle populations had crashed to just 417 breeding pairs in the lower 48 states. Peregrine falcons had disappeared entirely from the eastern United States. Brown pelicans were nearly extinct. The chemical had so thoroughly contaminated the food chain that predatory birds couldn't reproduce successfully, but the ban worked. Within decades, these species began recovering. Bald eagles now number over 300,000, peregrine falcons have been removed from the endangered species list, and brown pelicans have made a remarkable comeback. The DDT recovery proves that environmental protection and species conservation are not only possible, but can be dramatically successful when we have the courage to ban dangerous chemicals. So what do you think? Which of these banned pesticides sounds the most shocking? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're at it, check out some of these other videos about forgotten secrets from America's agricultural past. These chemicals prove that America often lags behind other countries in protecting public health and the environment from dangerous substances.